Catches
like
right
the
up.
It's nice. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Technically Speaking Live show, your weekly tech talk show where we talk about the latest in news, technology, and whatever nerdy stories that we think are interesting and we decide to subject you to. You know, the usual.
It is 8:01.
It is 8:01.
We call that a win.
We are on time. We got new intros, new graphics, and a new streaming computer that may have been shoehorned in at the last possible second.
The last hour
May have figured out the problem.
might have been a bit of a show.
Yeah, definitely a certain type of show at that. Anyway, my name is Greg. For those of you who are not familiar with this dumpster fire of a show, to my right, as always, Florida man, Dr. Scott Peachy.
Florida man. Florida man birthday. I think mine had something to do with a guy and an alligator. Just saying.
Yeah. Mine was like Florida man. Have you heard about this yet? We got Stats here in the audience too. He's out here joining us, bringing his wonderful presence. Have you heard about this Florida man thing yet?
I have. I'm looking mine up right
Yes.
now.
I was saying, Florida man and your birthday. I am interested to know what Stats says about Florida man. Mine is very interesting. As a matter of fact, I will do mine live on air, and Greg, you can do it after I get mine.
I'll describe what it is for anyone who hasn't heard about this yet. There's like this running gag that all of the crazy stuff happens in Florida, and it's always like Florida man sodomizes alligator with golf club or something like dumb and random like that. So there's like a running gag where you just Google Florida man followed by your birthday and just read whatever crazy stories happened on your birthday. It's pretty entertaining.
So I have 3. I'll just read them right down. Naked gun. Naked gun. Police say nude, drunk Florida man fired weapons. Or Florida man 56 arrested in suspicious package spree. That's not as good. But this is as Florida as it gets. Florida man offers woman $200,000 to buy her child at Walmart.
Okay.
Can't get more Florida than that.
$200,000 to buy a kid
At Walmart. Yep.
I don't even know where to begin on that. There's like so many avenues to approach that particular story. That's ridiculous.
Florida's gonna Florida, man.
Florida gonna Florida. Yeah, so we got an interesting, I guess now, show lined up for you tonight. We're gonna be talking about some of Apple's announcements. They did some announcements last week, leading up to this 24th.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Leading up to more announcements on this Monday, so we're going to be talking about some of those. There's some new rumors about the next Google Pixel device, the rumored Pixel 3a or the Pixel 3 Lite or whatever they're calling it. And also, what else are we going to talk about?
February 15th. That's not you. Squirrel attacks Florida man. Rodent raised by neighbor.
That's the one that I saw in mine. Yeah.
Also, Florida gonna Florida.
Florida gonna Florida. What do you got, Stats?
Mine was, well, there are 3 on the first page of results on Google. Only one of them I can say live on camera.
Wow, that good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we'll take that one
I will go
offline.
Florida man, much related to my birthday month brother Greg. Florida man attacked by squirrel.
Florida man attacked by squirrel. What is it with Florida and rodent?
Rabid squirrel population, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, Florida gonna Florida.
Florida gonna Florida.
Let's do the thing.
Yeah, so let's jump right into, what do you want to talk about, the Apple stuff, or do you want to talk about the Google stuff first?
Well, do you want to go straight into what, like which Apple stuff?
Announcements?
Loaded.
You want to talk about those?
Well, let's do the announcements first, and then we'll get into the live test.
We got an interesting thing that's going to happen too on the live show. We are going to attempt to do kind of a live test of the AirPod 1 versus AirPod 2s, aka the new AirPods, or whatever we're going to get in trouble for saying.
And I'll tell you, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, but there are... How do I do this without throwing someone under the bus? There is a particular personality that swears that there is a difference in the sound between the AirPod 1s and AirPod 2s. Very, very interesting. But we'll get to that after the Apple news. I have some bones to pick with the Apple news. Quite a few. 2 big ones. 2 big ones.
So the big things that were announced on Monday, I think there's the following announcement then. One of them is Apple is going to do a credit card. It is going to be called the Apple Card. They should have gone with iCard just to continue that stupid naming convention. It's going to be a credit card. Now, as far as credit cards go, it's not impressive. It's really not that good of a credit card. You get, when you use the physical card... By the way, this is a physical card made out of titanium.
Kinda. Well, no, it's very much made out of titanium.
Yes.
Titanium? Is that like vibranium?
Speeching is hard. I get it.
Nuclear.
Also, nuclear. Titanium. That's the new shirt right there. Titanium.
Titanium.
Okay. So it's a titanium physical card that will net you 1% straight up cash back.
If you swipe it.
If you swipe it, which is...
Oh, but there's a caveat. Okay. There's a caveat to the swipe.
There's definitely a caveat to the swipe. You'll get 2% cash back if you use the Apple card on a digital purchase. So that's kind of the interesting thing is Apple is... Their credit card idea is not just limited to the physical card. What they want to do is integrate it with their Apple Pay system. So you basically take out a line of credit, not through Apple directly. I think it's Wells Fargo. I can't remember.
Just wanted to check that I couldn't get Apple Pay on my Android.
You cannot?
No.
Oh, it makes sense. Oh, Goldman Sachs.
You can get Apple Music on Android, though.
Fair.
I'm getting ready to... We're calling this, like, setting up the story.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So this is a credit card. A line of credit basically opened up through Goldman Sachs, so that makes it a MasterCard. And it's intimately tied to all of your existing Apple devices. So you could basically, like, tap to pay via your phone, via your Apple Watch. This whole integrated payment ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So 1% when you use the physical card, 2% cash back when you use the digital Apple card on any purchase, or 3% cash back on all digital purchases that you make directly from Apple. And that pretty much does it for the rewards.
That's it.
Yeah.
No points.
No points, no nothing else.
Simplified, non-gimmicky, they say.
They do say that there's going to be no late fees, no annual fees, no international fees, or fees for going over your limit. But you will pay interest rates, and boy, will you pay.
And what interest rates might those be, Greg?
Ranging between 13.25% all the way up to 24.25% based on credit worthiness.
Let me just go ahead and tell you, you're going to be closer to the top end.
Pretty much everyone is, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to have some baller credit to get on that low end, and 13%, 13.25% is still...
It's not that good.
That's still pretty high.
Why I think that... there's a variety of reasons why I think it's a terrible idea. There are tons of other credit cards out there that can give you points, rewards, for flights, you name it, they got it, and the interest rate is significantly lower. If you have pretty decent credit, I would say, let's say that you have the high-end credit where you get the 13% from Apple. You can take that exact same credit score and go get something from Chase, something from Citi, something from Discover, something from anything other than Apple, and get more points, better cashback rewards, a significantly higher cashback reward. You can get flight points, and you'll get 0% interest for a set period of time. And then when the 0% is over, it will still be less than what Apple gives you. There are cards out there now that will give you higher cashback than what Apple's giving you, whether you use the physical or the digital card. This is actually not a good credit card.
It's not.
It's just not. It's not a good credit card.
This is a credit card for people that it's
fashionista.
Yes, exactly. It's the people that want the iPhone just because it's the fashionable, it's the trendy thing to have. It's effectively the same thing. Now, I do think that technology-wise, I don't think that it's a good credit card, but I do think that the technology is very interesting that they're using. For example, one of the things that they call out during the release was it's basically a blank physical card. So there's no credit card number on it. There's no CVV number on the back. There's no signature. It's a titanium card, boom, done, with your name laser etched on it. You can make the argument that that's for additional security because then you couldn't have somebody basically just look at your credit card and copy down the numbers and then being able to, use that number for nefarious purposes. So, okay, that's security through obscurity. You'll get to your point.
I'll get to my point in a second.
The other interesting thing is that Apple will create a unique card number for each device, which is stored in the security enclave for your device, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that even though you have like one central Apple credit card account, if you will, your iPhone and your Apple Watch and your MacBook, for example, would all have different card numbers all linked back to that same account. So if any one of those devices was compromised, they would have that one credit card. You would basically be able to cancel that card number and then still keep your account open. I think that's great. I think that's a much better idea. And that's on top of kind of the current modern trend of randomizing credit card numbers per transaction anyway.
Right, which happens in Google Pay, Samsung Pay. Insert any electronic thing. That happens regardless. They're just doing it with a physical card, but you still need to have your phone. So let's say you've made a purchase for a nice Bellroy wallet. I was looking at Bellroy earlier, so
I was saying, well, that's a random,
I was
very specific.
I was looking for a really nice wallet. It's like an $80 wallet.
Okay.
So I have my credit card in my pocket, but my phone's all the way over across the room, downstairs, whatever it is. I get my Apple card out. I get ready. There's no numbers on the card.
Yeah.
Because it's intended to be that way.
Yeah.
And now I have to go get my phone or go get my thing, log into Wallet, get a credit card number, and then key it in. It's an additional level of security.
Sure.
That's a one-time burn.
I don't think that's that big of a deal.
That bothers me.
Does it check the box of annoying? Yes. But I feel like that's one of those things that's initially annoying that you'll get used to pretty quickly and then go, okay, cool. Like, I get why they did it. It's not really that big of a deal to have to... I mean, because, right now, if I need to make an online credit card purchase, you know what I'm going to do? Go get my wallet, because I don't have my card number and CVV and expiration date and everything else memorized.
I cannot say the same. I have mine memorized.
Yeah.
Because of course I do.
Yeah.
I don't remember much. That's probably the most annoying thing. I very rarely remember much. But I definitely remember that.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I use it all the time.
Yeah, well, I
guess you just have to continuously key it in.
For sure.
Muscle memory. You just eventually learn it.
I used to know...
I still know my driver's license number.
I know that one too.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you that's PI. No, I'm not going to tell anybody.
I was about to start yelling like, la, 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 like we did with the...
By the way, if you go out there right now, I just typed in credit cards, go to creditcard.com, go to cashback. You can find, first of all, copious amounts of cards that are equal, if not better.
Yeah.
Definitely better. Two that stand out. One's a Wells Fargo Cashwise. So enjoy 1.8% cash rewards on mobile wallet purchases like Apple Pay or Google Pay.
So right there you're almost 2%.
Almost 2%. And then 1.5% on unlimited cash rewards on all purchases. So it's still better than the other one.
I mean, so where they're going to get you, though, is Apple straight up calling out 2%. I guess it depends on what the APR is. But 2% cash back on any digital
16
purchase.
on that one.
Okay.
So that's definitely in the middle range, I would argue. Probably...
more attainable for schmucks like me.
Well, that's credit score of 670 to 850, so yes.
Yeah.
Schmuck.
Okay.
But
you just want to call me a schmuck.
Yeah, I did. But there's one out there right now, like, I would argue that it's probably one of the better ones, especially if you are a frequent user of Amazon.
Yeah.
You can get the Discover It cashback. Yeah. You can 5% at different places each quarter, like gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants, Amazon.com. By the way, when Amazon.com comes up for the quarter, guess which quarter? The fourth quarter, when everybody's doing all their Christmas shopping. They intentionally bury the Amazon.com purchase one where you get the maximum amount of cash back because you do most of your Christmas shopping in the fourth quarter on Amazon. So Discover's doing you a huge favor.
Yeah.
They're doing you a huge favor. You get 5% cash back on Amazon purchases in the fourth quarter. And if you do all your Christmas shopping on Amazon.com, you get 5% every single transaction. That is a way better credit card than Apple.
Wow.
Unquestionably better.
Look, I was not...
And that's got a 0% interest on it.
I was not expecting to get some credit card advice, nor consider opening up a new line of credit, but...
So that's like, that Discover card you get...
That's really good.
0%.
Yeah.
I think this one is 0% for 18 months. It's definitely 12. Might be 18. 18 months. 1% unlimited cashbacks on everything. Everything already. So you automatically get the 1%. And then per quarter it changes. The fourth quarter they put Amazon.com to get 5%.
Yeah.
5%. I've got tons of birthdays, tons of Christmas presents coming from Amazon, and I get 5% easily.
Yeah, that's
a great card.
Really
way better than Apple. Way better than Apple.
Now, one thing that I will say, so as it is, the credit card itself is not that impressive. Like we've said, the technology is interesting. What I'm interested in is where the product goes from here, because I think that is one thing that Apple really excels at is debuting a product that's interesting and then taking it to places that even the analysts didn't think it was going to go to. So I'm interested to see what type of a I mean, Apple excels at creating like ecosystems, like the walled garden of, you come in here and everything just works with their physical devices and stuff too. So I'm wondering how they're going to spin that into partnerships and stuff with other companies to, I don't know, create this weird payment system symbiosis network thingamajig.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I will keep tabs on it. I can tell you right now,
no,
I'm not getting the card.
Mm-mm.
For sure.
Nope.
But I'm interested,
So reaching out there, Michael Daniels, thank you so much. We love you, dude.
Oh, wow.
You know that. We absolutely love you. We have Preston and the Everyday Dad in there. Tech for your needs. Welcome, everybody. Preston, you bring a good point. There is a ton of value in credit card power using. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
You
got to be smart about that hustle.
I am a credit card power user.
Yeah.
It has been, I bet, the better part of a decade since I paid interest. I bet.
That's smart.
And also, if you're not using it, so I'm not saying you have to have a credit card, but one thing the banks will not tell you is if you're using a debit card and your debit card is stolen, and they liquidate all of your assets in that bank account, the bank isn't by no obligation required to give you money back. As a matter of fact, a lot of times they'll only give you back a certain portion of it. That is a sump pump. That's fine. But if you use a credit card, it's their money, and then they go at those people like, whoa, yeah. I think it's just a much better idea if you use a credit card, pay it off every single month. If not, you can kind of power use rotation, 0% interest.
If you are smart about it.
If you're smart enough, you can pull it off. You can absolutely do that.
So the other thing that I will say as somebody who has only fairly recently started down this same path, I mean, you basically talked to me what your methodology was, and I was like, that makes a boatload of sense. Mm-hmm. We should do the same thing.
Unquestionably, like, I bet you I've saved almost 5 figures worth of interest.
I bet.
No doubt.
I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And it's because, like, you've got to keep tabs on it. And if you keep tabs on it, you can play the game. Well, and you know what? The banks let you. And the great thing about doing it that way, you also build your credit like you wouldn't believe by being able to kind of play their game. The Everyday Dad, yes, I can absolutely. Let's have a side conversation. I am completely okay with that.
It's an interesting technique. It builds your credit like crazy. And the thing that I love is if you're disciplined at all, it's a way to eliminate debt. Yeah. It's a way to be much more mindful of what your spending habits are. It's a way to just be more involved in your finances, to know like where you're spending money and where things. I mean, it forces you to be involved with your own finances in a way that, frankly, I don't think a lot of even grown adults are.
I know how much money I spend on coffee.
Yeah. I bet down to the dollar, if not the cents.
I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know, like, food is my thing. Oh, I bet you that's 75% of my budget.
Mine is beer.
I'll bet you mine's every bit of that.
75% of your budget goes to coffee.
Oh, I can't say budget. 75% of my credit card spends, not coffee, food, just food in general. I bet.
Okay, fair. Wow.
Yeah, I bet.
Wow. Wow, that's not your total credit card.
No.
Okay,
no, like,
that's what I thought you were saying at first. I was like, bro,
I got a
this
food
is
problem.
An intervention. Okay.
I got a food problem.
For real?
No, I mean, you think about, like...
like your personal credit card.
What do you mean my personal credit card?
Like you said, 75% of your credit card transactions
it's the family's. It's like mine. It's like, well, so, not mine, me. I guess you're the colloquial family.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
groceries, eating out, coffee. Like, I lump all of that into food.
Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, no, not me personally.
Okay.
Like, yes, for the budget of the entire family, I eat 75% of it.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, 75% is a massive portion of what size of pie are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? 75% of like a little teeny tiny pie is a different story.
If you all have questions about it, please, like, I will... Like, Greg, I know Greg has had conversations about it. Long conversations about this. I know Stats and I have had long conversations about this. As a matter of fact, I think I helped you with one of your first ones. Mm. And all of a sudden, his credit score went... And all of a sudden, that credit limit went... Guru. Yeah, I just read the rules. You play by the rules. The rules tell me this goes to the favorite thing. It's
malicious compliance is my all-time favorite thing. If you give me a rule book and you tell me what the rules are by which I'm allowed to play, I will use them to my advantage 10 times out of 10.
I know down to the day when the 18-month 0% is over, and I have a plan. 30 days out, 15 days out, 10 days out. Okay, I know that if I either pay it off. So it depends on if I've gotten lazy, or you play the credit card game, you go get another one. I have some credit cards that just are old standby cards. I've had them for decades at this point. I'm so old. God, it makes me feel so old. Yeah, anyway. More than 1 decade. But then you can kind of play the game where I am complying with what you said. I did not have a balance on the last day. Now, 3 days ago, 0%. you can't get me on that interest, because what they'll get you is for the interest over the 18 months, not the balance over the 18 months. And let me tell you, those banks definitely know how much money that is.
Oh yeah, they do,
because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what they're banking on, though, is, pun somewhat intended, people not being smart enough to know the hustle. Like, the loopholes are there because it allows other banks to pick up new customers because of people exploiting those loopholes. The banks are not counting on the majority of people exploiting those loopholes, because then every bank would be like, wow, we make no money.
Yeah. You're literally like, wait, you might pay... So if you do like a transaction fee where you say, like, I want to pay off a credit card balance, but you have to give them a 2% of whatever the balance that you're transferring over. Let me tell you, the 2% of whatever the balance that you have over is significantly less. So whatever that fee is, it is way less than the interest that you're going to pay on any credit card at all. I almost guarantee you that. Because a lot of times it's anywhere between 2 and 4%, maybe 2 and 4%. Sometimes you get 1.5%. Mostly the time I usually see about a 3%. But you're going to pay interest of 16 to 24, much like the Apple Card, significantly more.
Yep. I love that this turned into Scott and Greg talk about financial independence.
I mean, it would be nice. And don't ask me about student loans. And nobody will talk about that.
I mean, I am also not a good I'm not a good marker for student loans either. I have a special situation, and I love my parents very much.
I love your parents very much.
I love my parents very much.
Very, very much. But
what was the other? You got anything else on credit card stuff?
No.
You good? Okay.
That was my plea for credit cards.
You got a lot of people that are interested in picking your brain, though. You need to do like a...
Just hit me in the DMs.
There you go.
Maybe a podcast?
There you go.
I mean, they could do credit card podcast. I would do that. You want to do that? We should totally do that. Totes McGee.
I'll always talk about something. Happy to. So the other thing that was announced, getting back to the Apple-related announcements, Apple TV Plus, which is super confusing because Apple already has an Apple TV. Matter of fact, they got 2 of them. So, what they announced, it is not Apple TV the app, and it is not Apple TV the hardware.
Nope.
This is purely a subscription service, much like how just about every other company under the sun is getting into streaming as the new hotness. So this is going to be a competitor to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney+, CBS All Access, Sling, HBO Go Now, MLB TV, NBA TV, NFL Live, and a whole bunch of other streaming services that I couldn't even think of in the couple of seconds that we spent saying, brain dump all the streaming services you can think of. The details are light. So there's no announcement on price. There's really not much detail on products or shows that's going to be launching on this service. What we do know is that it's going to be a streaming service, and to their credit, they do have some really, really big names lined up. For example, J.J. Abrams, Spielberg, and Oprah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Queen herself.
The Queen herself. Also, I think Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, and with her knife too, were announced as content creators for
Bend and Snap.
for Apple TV. She
was just at Adobe Summit too. Man, she's just keynoting everything.
Yeah. Smart.
Do you think? Girl?
It's interesting. The idea is that they're going to only show Apple TV Plus originals, much like Netflix originals. So I think this is kind of Apple's trend of, I'm going to launch a thing, people are going to flock to it just because it's Apple, and then they're eventually going to parlay that into something far more interesting than what it started out as. I mean, look at the iPhone, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the problem that I have with it so far, no announcement of price.
Nope.
There's really not that much content that's lined up for it. Launches fall in 2019, and like, why? Sell me a little bit, Apple. Come on, like, give me some reason why I want to sign up for your service other than because Apple.
Well, that's the reason. Much like buying a BMW, because BMW. You can get a Kia that has a lot of the very same similar features.
Sure,
but Kia and BMW are not remotely close to the same. It's just brand recognition.
Is Kia owned by the same company as BMW?
No.
Let's see.
Kia is a Korean company.
Who owns? Okay, so what I'm getting at with that specific example about cars, having worked in the auto industry, one of the interesting things that I learned, though, was that you have manufacturers, even if they're under different brand names.
Oh, yeah. Mini is owned by BMW.
There you go. So
is Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce is arguably the high-end luxury brand, and then probably BMW, and then probably Mini.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have features that start up here and then roll downhill as they get better at production, which lowers the cost, which means they can slot it into the next luxury brand. So with cars, that I get what you're saying, but that analogy plays a little bit differently, because it's not like, for example, Apple isn't a brand in the middle that's inheriting content from someplace else like Netflix is doing. Netflix is inheriting content from other big name studios. That's why they pay so much money in licensing to get rights for movies and TV shows that they can show on their platform. And oh, by the way, we've got all these Netflix originals. Amazon Prime doing very, very similar things.
Hulu.
YouTube. Well, but Hulu's an interesting one because Hulu is owned by the cable companies. The
conglomerate.
Yeah, like CBS, ABC, NBC, like all of those media companies own a share in Hulu.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why you have all those shows.
Ding, ding, ding.
I actually really like Hulu quite a bit. I pay for it, and yet somehow I watch commercials.
It is. Volkswagen versus BMW. That's another one. Yeah. Yeah. So Apple gave us a big fat nothing burger, I feel like, with Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's hey, we're going to do a thing, and you should sign up for it. Okay, and? You know what I mean?
Well, it's just because it's Apple. You would buy it because it's Apple. I'm subscriptioned out. I'm out. I'm subscriptioned out.
I'm with you.
Totally. From everybody. I was thinking about what are all the subscriptions that I pay for that if I walked away from tomorrow, I would have nothing.
Yeah.
I would have nothing. Google Music.
Yep.
I got no music other than what I put in the cloud already, which, let me tell you, is hella old.
No, it's not much.
It's not much, and it's hella old compared to what I have. Okay. Vaporware Lite. Okay. Then I have Hulu, Netflix. I have YouTube Red because I have Google Music, so that doesn't really count.
Boy, that would be a tough one to give up. Out of all of them, I would be the most reluctant to give up YouTube Red. No lie.
And we get money from ad revenue.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
I mean, to be fair, we also get a portion of YouTube Red, too.
And, it is extremely small compared to ad revenue.
Oh, yeah. Don't think we're making money off of that at all.
No. Make a couple dollars a month.
It's a rounding error.
It really, really is. But then you have... I also pay for the Adobe Creative Cloud. Like,
Which I think you're insane for. But
why?
Okay.
I use a lot.
I use
it a lot, not just for thumbnails.
Agreed.
I use it a lot.
the thing that gets me though, what's funny about all of this is where you hit that uncanny valley of I'm okay with streaming services until you hit this point, and then suddenly it's just very abrasive to me. For me, it's Adobe. Because I remember a time when I could just go buy the Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Creative Cloud, the CS5 suite or whatever, and you had to spend an arm and a leg for it, but you bought it and then you had it and then you're done. And where I have a problem with that is Photoshop wasn't something that I used all the time, but when I had it, it's like, aha, I can do this thing because I have Photoshop. I like having tools in my toolkit.
Yep.
Okay? Having to pay a monthly subscription for Photoshop is, to me, fundamentally abrasive.
So I think we're two different use cases.
Probably.
And that's, so it's beneficial to me and not to you, because
you use it professionally.
I've been using it loosely.
But that's what I wanted to point out, though.
Professionally, yes.
You use it in your professional role, but you are not a creative professional.
No, I am not.
Neither am I, so full disclosure there. But point is, work isn't paying for that.
Not my version.
There you go. So you are out of pocket paying for this thing that you're still using for work, which that one irritates me. I draw the line hard on work versus personal expenses.
Which is exactly why I paid for it.
Get it?
Yeah, like that. No, like I don't. The stream shall never cross.
Sure.
That is work. This is mine. No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Sure.
Yeah, and so yes, I did buy Final Cut. So I use Final Cut Pro over here, but I use Adobe. I don't use Premiere. I use Adobe, the Creative Cloud. So like Lightroom, Illustrator, Photoshop, that type of thing.
Yes.
So like those are the three that I mostly use. For the most part, it's Photoshop and Lightroom. But it's because I, one, have wanted to get better about editing.
Yeah.
And then two, it's become kind of like a hobby. So like I've wanted to get better about doing things like learning how to do the snap effect from Thanos.
Yeah.
With pictures. We watched a video how to do that, and I've been tinkering around with that. So like another thing in the toolbox, if we need a stupid thumbnail that we need that, I will have the knowledge to do that. But it's it's an educational thing for me.
Sure.
Plus,
that's fair.
That definitely weighs into it. I'm not going to deny that.
Okay, that is a completely different strategy.
That is a part of my strategy.
That's hard to argue against.
Always hustling.
Yeah. Okay. That puts a big hole in my strategy. Like me personally, I see that as a business expense, and I would want to apply that to the business. And I just fundamentally have a problem with a thing where I'm paying a subscription fee for products that I'm probably not using all that often. And really what you're paying for is just them to have constant revenue stream that is even, instead of the spike of like, oh, I released the new version of Adobe and we had a huge spike in sales and then it falls off until they release the next version. They want steady revenue. I get it from a business perspective.
Oh, yeah.
As a consumer, though, what it turns into is I no longer own my content. I no longer own...
You don't own the PSD, you own the JPEG or the PNG or the PDF or the whatever.
I don't even own like the product. I guess not the content, but the product. And that's like more and more and more. There's a bunch of services that are transitioning to no. You're basically just renting it from us.
Oh yeah, and you're leasing it.
Yeah. And I mean that applies across the board between streaming, which... To me, like I still buy physical. I have a boatload of physical Blu-rays right there, just out of camera shot. I still buy Blu-rays for the movies that I want. I choose to go to streaming like Netflix or something along those lines for the movies that I just want to see, but I don't really want to buy.
And I'm the opposite. I don't own physical disc. I try not to own physical disc. I try not to.
Yeah.
And if I do buy a physical disc, I get the physical disc with the electronic code.
Yeah.
So I can cast it.
Which is hilarious because I do the exact same thing. The difference is I don't want to use their service where I have to like register and then they're kind enough to give you access to a digital version of this movie. And then what happens when that service goes away? You'll lose the movie. That's why I prefer the physical media, because now I can make my own backup copy. We've talked many times about this ridiculous media server that I have hanging off my network.
Oh yeah.
It has hundreds of movies that I own.
He does own them, trust me.
Believe that. But I make backups of all those videos because number one, kids are really hard on discs. They will scratch them.
Oh my god.
And I don't have to rely on another service. Yeah.
Heathens. Children are heathens.
So the streaming services for me augment the existing library, but I'm with you where at some point in time, if you don't own the product anymore, and everyone else is like, well, I need to get on this streaming or this subscription-based whatever, and you're just getting nickeled and dimed or $10 at a time.
I looked at my credit card bill and go, oh god, what? Do we need that?
So you have Netflix, right?
Yeah.
You have Hulu. Amazon?
No. I have Amazon Prime, but remember, Amazon and Google don't play nice together, so I don't get any of their stuff.
But so Amazon Prime is still a subscription. You pay yearly for it, but it's still a subscription.
Yes, I have Amazon Prime. I see what you're saying, but the cost of shipping.
I'm with you, man.
The cost of shipping on the stuff that we buy
far out exceeds.
Far out. It's like I would pay for it in the shipping alone.
I
hear there are several days where I'm like, I want instant gratification, and I'm going to buy it on Amazon, and it's there. I'm like, or I can either pick up or get 1-day delivery for like $3, and I'm like, thank you, 1-day delivery every time. I do it every time. So like Amazon, if they continue to keep the prices going,
yes,
there will come a time where they start to
jack that price up a lot.
Yeah, they're getting close. Let me put it that way.
You think so?
I think they're getting close for some. Me, no, but for some. And Kevin at work is the same way. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm interested in when Amazon Prime. So right now, if you get Amazon Prime, you get access to Amazon Video, Amazon Music.
I don't use that at all. I don't use Amazon Video. I don't use Amazon Music. I don't do any of that.
Which is killing me. The only reason I want Amazon Prime Video is to be able to watch the new, and you know what I'm talking about, Lord of the Rings, the live action Lord of the Rings that they're doing, and also the new, oh my God, Hammond May.
Oh, Grand Tour.
Grand Tour.
But,
thank you.
The Expanse has also
and The Expanse.
Amazon Prime.
One of my favorite science fiction
shows
in recent history.
I'm weird.
You're not that guy, though.
I'm not that guy. Yeah. I don't like to watch shows. I listen to music. Yeah. I have a music subscription service to Google, which also gives me YouTube Red for free.
Which you don't watch any of the YouTube Red originals.
Nope, sure don't.
I do.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You could put a half dozen in front of me. I wouldn't even begin to know.
Let me rephrase that. I've watched 2 shows, multiple episodes. I've watched 2 shows. The majority of them in YouTube, I love y'all, but they're not good. They're just not.
Give us an original show.
Don't do that.
It'll be great.
Don't do that.
Do that. Twice.
Don't do that. Please.
2 times.
Please don't do that. Actually, it depends on how many zeros you're going to put on that paycheck.
I dare you. Look, I will
see what happens.
I will sing. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never loved you.
Is it just an hour of me just staring at you, waiting for the next ridiculous song that you're going to
daggers out of your eyes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Daggers.
So, do you have... These are just your... Do you have other subscriptions outside of that? For, like multimedia?
Well, besides Adobe?
So we've done Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Adobe. Is that the big ones? Google. Oh, yeah, Google, right. So you're at 5.
I'm at 5. I bet I'm missing some. Actually, hang on. I'll tell you right now, because I can get the app on my phone. I can show you. Nest, it's $5 a month.
Oh, for the... Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Nest.
6.
And I'm really not going to like doing this. I have a feeling like I made a tactical error admitting the things that
Got him! How about Google Drive? Do you pay for expanded storage?
I do pay for expanded storage. I also pay for our URL.
G Suite.
Yeah. And G Suite. I pay for that.
Yep.
You're welcome.
You're at 10.
Oh my God, I'm at 10.
Yeah.
I bet you have several $100s a month in subscriptions.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel gross about myself.
So I know that we have...
Thank you for that, Greg.
We do Netflix. We don't do Hulu. The ones that get me though are which I avoid, by the way, except for one of them, gaming subscriptions. So if it's not like video subscriptions that are getting you, it's the gaming stuff that is just absolute murder right now.
No,
There's
I
some
don't
great
do that.
deals to be had, but I pay for Xbox Live.
You do?
Oh yeah,
I do not
Yeah.
do that.
So I pay for Xbox Live specifically. I do on the occasion that I'm actually able to play video games when I'm not busy doing a multitude of other things. I want to be able to play online with all my friends, and you have to spend money to do that. And also, it allows me to basically get free games from Microsoft that I can then give to my child and say, here you go, buddy. You have this game now. And he's super appreciative and thinks that I spend a bunch of money on video games, and I don't because I'm cheap. How about that hustle?
Live rendition of the AirPods.
You want to do it?
Yeah, are you ready? Or do we need to talk more about subscription?
I don't think so. To your point, I'm subscriptioned out. I'm done.
I'm so... Now that I know pay several $100s, and I'm like, man, I need to start charging Greg for G Suite evidently. Look what you did! You did it! Look what you made me do!
I also pay for Netflix DVDs. Think about that one. I don't use DVDs though. I use the Blu-rays, which is like $2 more.
Why do you do that?
Because I only like Blu-rays. That's why.
Yeah, about that.
Look, if it's not 1080p, I don't watch it. Like, I'm that much of a content snob. If you're coming at me with some 720p or some 480p, nah, you can keep that. I'm good. I've tuned off of YouTube videos. Content that I want to watch. What are you doing flexing over here? Content that I want to watch, but it's like 480p, looks like an old school TV, looks like mud. Nah, I'm good. I'm not watching it.
I can do 720p on a phone.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I don't watch content on my phone, though.
I watch content on my phone.
You watch everything on
my phone. Yep. I'll have a MacBook, nice, beautiful MacBook, and I will watch YouTube videos on my phone, and then I'll prop the phone up. I'll prop my phone up with the MacBook. I do it.
Ridiculous.
I'll bet you I do it way more than I care to admit, and I'm admitting a lot.
I do the exact opposite. There was a video. It was a trailer for something. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it was. It was a trailer that I just saw scrolling through Reddit or something along those lines, and went, "Oh, I want to watch this." No. I'm going to watch it on my MacBook, and that's where I watched it.
Nope, I didn't. I literally.
I'm ridiculous.
I'm a crazy person. I will also watch a YouTube video vertically.
Oh, stop it.
So like I'll take a vertical phone, set it up on a beautiful
Retina display,
and watch it, cause I'm dumb.
Those are your words. Those are your words.
It's the truth. I just found that Greg doesn't watch my reviewing the cheapest videos. He admitted it, not me.
Look, I try and catch what I can, but I'm guilty for sure. I don't even get a chance to watch all of the videos I want to watch.
Really?
Michael Daniels. I don't get a chance to watch half of the game shows that he's got out there.
Hey, you're admitting that.
I'm totally admitting it. There's way too much content that I want to watch that I have time to watch.
I almost said something really bad.
Because I'm too busy creating content, Scott. Because I'm too busy creating content. All right.
Don't take it away from me, Greg.
I love taking the air out of your sails.
So here's the thing. These are the AirPod 1s, or OG AirPods. These are the AirPod 2s, aka the new AirPods. They're almost identical. The light on the AirPod 2s are here. Their light on the AirPod 1s is inside. That's the majority of the difference. Still a lightning port, still all that other jazz. Here's the thing. There is a particular...
Go ahead.
They don't sound different. I in just the very quickest way that I listened to them the other day, like I had one in and then I switched and did something else, listened to two totally different songs. I don't hear sound difference. MKBHD has said there is no sound difference. And you know who told him that? Apple PR. Literally, Apple PR person said the sound is not different. Everybody on social media said doesn't sound different. Other YouTubers have made videos that say they do not sound different. There are folks out there that think that they sound different. They say the AirPod 2 sounds better. And I am going to test that theory live here because much like the majority of the people, I don't believe there is any sound difference. I don't believe there's a single solitary difference with the sound. So I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'll hook them up to my Google phone and do it that way. Nope. I am going to stay in the Apple ecosystem. I have a feeling what what the people think is the quote unquote better is probably Bluetooth 5, maybe. We love you too. Thank you. We love the show. Thank you.
Welcome, by the way.
Absolutely have no idea if it would sound different on my Google phone, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say I'm going to live in the Apple ecosystem on my MacBook Pro. I have them both programmed. I have 2 songs I have pulled up. The Greatest Show from the Greatest Showman soundtrack.
Yeah.
And Luther Vandross. Endless Love, if you want to know.
Let's talk about extremes.
But I'm testing those on purpose. So, here's the deal. Stats. Anybody.
The interesting thing is like how identical these things look.
Like,
I mean, in case you haven't seen yet, I'm hoping those are.
Do you have like a tie or something? We're gonna literally do this blindfold. I'm gonna tell you.
They look exactly alike.
They look exactly alike. So I'm taking this off. I'm going to blindfold myself with something. I'm going to pass control.
Okay.
To you. You know how to turn on Bluetooth.
Yeah. I will. Here, let me have this guy.
So I'm gonna have nothing. I'm literally going to just...
You want both of them?
No. You're going to connect one, and I'm going to listen to just a few...
No. You want both of the headphones.
Really? This is what we're going to go with?
Wait. You don't need it.
Right. Oh, I won't know the difference.
You won't know the difference.
Oh, because I'm stupid.
Hang on. So if I pull them out and look at them, right?
They're identical.
They are
legitimately identical.
They're absolutely physically identical in every way. Like, I am looking for differences between the two to the point where I gotta think about which one is which now. I'm not 100% sure.
Greg!
Well, so... let's just see what happens.
Let me see it. I will be able to tell the difference.
You won't?
No, I'm telling you, like... One's gonna have probably some of my ear stuff in it.
Little funk in it.
Let me see.
Is there some funk in that one? So interesting. I did see.
I actually think there is funk in this one. Yeah, there totally is.
There is a difference.
So you totally switched them.
But if you sync them, it will. As soon as you connect to one of them, it'll tell you, hey, you've got mismatched ones in here. This is a test that has already been done. So I'm interested. Yeah.
Okay.
I
am closing my eyes.
I just want to see.
I'm going to close my eyes and look stupid.
Which one's which?
One is called, like, those are the new ones, the very top one. Those are and the other ones are the old ones.
What's J?
The person. There you go.
Okay.
You're with me now.
I'm with you now.
So, all right.
Let me see what. I just want to connect to one of them.
Okay.
And see.
So you should just open.
Because you gotta just open.
So I'm gonna close my eyes because I know which ones he's opened right now because I'm stupid and I looked.
No, you're fine. I'm just testing to make sure that they actually do connect to.
Yeah, you'll have to connect them through the Bluetooth. The idea is, I am firmly in the camp that I believe for certain they do not sound any different at all. I connected them to my phone. I put them through the paces of the Pixel 3 XL. They sound no different to me. But just in case I don't have, I have an iPhone, but I wasn't connecting to it. I will connect it to the MacBook Pro, and I will listen to the 2 songs. Please choose Endless Love from Luther Vandross because why not? Because I'm going to sing a little bit. Like, jam out.
I'm sure you were. I am sure you will. Okay.
Okay. The eyes are closed.
I'm going to move this over here.
I'll ask you to hand me the left one. I will put the left one in. And I'll ask you to hand me the right one and put the right one in. Please put the AirPods in my hand. Nothing else, because that would be weird.
It's almost like he knows me.
Okay.
Look, I'm just going to hand them to you, and you put them in.
Well, I can't see, so just hand me the left one.
They'll fit only one way.
I know, but then I'll look dumb.
Dummy dumb. There's one.
Ouch. Okay, this one is the right one.
I told you you'd be able to figure it out. That's a number 2.
Well, wow, the show is actually on. I can actually hear us.
I don't know where.
Oh, that's...
Oh, hey.
That is so weird. That's so weird listening to ourselves.
Wait a minute, you remember we played this game before and you can't talk over when you're hearing
it's
your own
really,
voice.
really weird.
Really challenging to do that.
It's super, like, I actually have the ability to do it, but it is so weird.
It's
you just called me a biggie dum dum.
I don't even know what is playing it at this point. Is it on Twitter?
No, our live show. It's the YouTube feed.
Yeah, but from where?
He's streaming it on his laptop.
I'm streaming it on a laptop.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which of the 45 tabs he has open on his laptop is the one that is streaming the show.
Holy crap, that was really hard.
By the way, the answer is 2 tabs. 2 tabs he has the show streaming on.
We need numbers, Greg. We need numbers.
Inflated. Oh my god. Okay.
God, that was so hard. There was like all these words were coming at me. I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
It's too much.
Like, why are we listening to the show on delay?
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am really ready at this point.
I'm as ready as he's gonna get.
Ready as I'm gonna get.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Oh wow, that's very loud.
Let me turn it up.
My love.
Okay.
Okay.
You good now? Is that better? Better sound better? Can you hear anything that I'm saying at all? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So right now he's going to listen to some, I don't know, some terrible music. I'm just giving it.
It's not terrible.
Ah, crap. I was hoping
There comes Mariah. She's coming in with a bit that's just lovely vocals. Got pipes.
And going to tell us whether or not he is listening to the new AirPods or the old AirPods. Just soak that in for a minute. This is a total visual. Everybody on the podcast is not going to get this at all.
With you.
Okay.
Okay. My hand them back.
Yep.
My eyes are still closed.
Yep.
How ridiculous was that last 45 seconds?
That was intense. That was a lot.
It was really intense. It was really intense for me. I feel like I'm crying a little bit.
Yes, so is everyone else. Anyway.
I'll be honest with you. I'm really enjoying the segments where I look stupid. I'll be full disclosure. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. So you want to do? You want to guess?
So no, not yet.
Okay.
Not till late. So restart that same song.
Okay.
And give me the other ones.
Okay. Here's 1. Here's 2.
Roger got it. Okay. Tone came on. Still the same tone as before. The boom. Okay.
So it should already be. I think.
Yeah, they should be connected.
You got music?
Same volume level?
Yep, same volume level. So now this is the second pair of AirPods, and we're going to see, when this is all done, if Scott can differentiate between the new AirPods and the old AirPods.
Those are the AirPod ones.
These are?
Yep.
These are the AirPod ones.
There is a definitive difference.
Really?
Yeah. I can't believe I admit that. Now, that was one song.
Okay.
So
these are the AirPod 1 case, no light. These are the AirPod 1s. That is correct, sir. Mm-hmm. An actual sound difference.
There's an actual sound difference.
I
cannot believe that because I was firmly in the camp of that is a dumb take.
And I just got done saying, like, I really don't think you're going to be able to tell the difference. No sooner had those words left my mouth, and you're like, yeah, these are the AirPod 1s.
Yeah.
And you didn't hesitate.
No, I didn't. You saw that live. I was closing my eyes. I was not peeking. I couldn't see anything. There is a definitive sound difference. I'll do it again. You can try to get me again.
What?
You pick the song. I'm gonna let you pick the song. You pick whatever you want. Be advised.
Do I put on like the most ridiculous, like just thrash metal something or another that'll blow your eardrums out?
Look, you do whatever you want. I would highly advise not thrash metal. I'll be honest, like, based on the one particular person's comment, I can see what they were saying. I truly can.
Interesting.
Yeah. There was no hesitation. I honestly thought, I was like, there's no way I'm going to tell the difference.
I want you to know that you are going against some mainstream names here with this.
Yes, I am.
You are going against MKBHD.
Yep.
You are going against Apple PR.
Uh-huh. I'm telling you, I heard a difference. In that song, I heard a difference.
Let's spice this up a little bit.
All right, I'm once again not gonna look.
Hang on. I'm gonna give stats. Come here. Take these. Double blind.
Double blind.
Take them, mix them up, hand me one.
I'm not gonna look.
Now, some of you out there might be saying that's cheating because you can tell which ones are which. The problem is I'm dumb and I don't actually know the difference between the new ones and the old ones. So even if he hands me one of them and it is the new one, I don't know which one's which.
My eyes are fully closed.
Actually, I take that back. I think I could tell, but
I am
try not to.
fully closed and fully clothed.
Unfortunately. Oh, that's a good.
Do it this way.
There you go. Hold out your hands. I'm handing them to you now.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if they just ding.
Okay.
So I have them in my ears.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So please don't blow my eardrums out.
No, I have not.
Okay.
I have not adjusted the volume. The volume is the same.
Okay.
I am hitting play on a song of my choosing.
And I will. Oh boy. This song. If you ever been to Disneyland, you know the lines can be real long. I have to stop at that particular line.
Yes, he does. Okay.
Okay. Great song choice. Great song choice.
I'm telling you right now, I can take no credit for that whatsoever. That was all stats.
Oh.
He sent me a text.
It was, that is Steel Panther.
Yes, it is. Hands.
Thank you. Okay.
You want it from that point or
no, restart it.
Okay.
Okay, the tone came on.
Okay.
Yep.
Starting over.
Yep.
And play.
These are the AirPod 2s.
Stats. Those are the AirPod 2s. That's 2 for 2 tests.
I can't hear you, but I really like the song. Well, they're the AirPod 2s?
They're AirPod 2s, yeah.
Yeah, there's a definitive sound difference.
That is incredible.
Uh-huh. I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to particularly tag this person and say, you're right, 100%.
Did you argue with him at all before?
Not at all. He has no idea. I eat my words. I apologize. I thought it was crazy. You can 100% tell the difference.
That is
You changed nothing.
I changed nothing at all. Yep. This is all from the MacBook Pro. I did nothing. I dropped the volume initially because it was super duper loud.
It was definitely that, but you kept the volume the same.
I did not touch the volume after I adjusted it the first time. We played 2 songs, 2 vastly different songs.
Very different songs.
And
very different songs.
And repeated the exact same segments every time. I tried everything I could do to keep it as controlled as possible, including double blinding the second test. Now, granted, this is 2 data points, n of 2. If we were going to be really scientific about it, we would do a bunch of tests. But you did not hesitate at all. There was a definitive difference.
Within seconds of listening to the very first few words of each of the songs, no question, I knew it was.
That's incredible.
There is a difference. And so
wow.
So it's Painfully Honest Tech that I'm referring to. Yeah. So his name is Jason.
To be fair, we're not trying to call him out or like start any drama. It's just being respectful of like the opinions and all that kind of stuff. So he's right.
I honestly thought he was wrong. Full disclosure, thought he was wrong. And I was like, there is no way Apple PR wouldn't admit to it, this, that, and the other. You just saw me do it. I definitely didn't know that last song was coming. And so definitely didn't know that. And now I'm going to have to listen to that after the show is over. Because that is a great album.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But there is there's a definite difference. I am going to tag myself with a tweet to him and say, I am firmly in your camp. What support do you need, Captain?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting. He's getting eaten alive on Twitter right now, right?
People are calling, there are people that are, he was on a tweet stream with somebody else and they're like, no, there's a definitive difference. No, there's not, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know, because I wanted to do it on the live show tonight to say like, yes, I just did it live. There's no difference. There is a difference. There's a difference. There is a difference. So I didn't think my ears were that sensitive, honestly. It's subtle, but it's there.
So
it is definitely there.
Michael Daniels wants to know which are better. So in your opinion, between the AirPod 1 and the new AirPods.
AirPod 2s. The sound to me,
yeah,
it feels crisper. Like, if I had to describe it, it's just, the vocals are just crispier. Like, they don't overblow. Like, not to say that the AirPod 1s or the OG AirPods sound bad. They're just a little more muffled and kind of muddy compared to the 2s. The 2s are crisp and sharp, and they sound like vocals should sound.
Could you contribute any of that to all the ear gunk in your AirPod 1s?
Well, first of all, the ear gunk wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that
bad.
I'm just being a jerk.
It could very well be like, okay, there's tons of contributing factors, right? Is the Bluetooth connection with the AirPod 1s quote unquote worse because of the W1 chip versus the H1 chip? Maybe. They did talk about how the connection was better, but that should have nothing to do with sound.
And faster. Well, okay, if it's a better, meaning you get more bandwidth via that Bluetooth connection, then that means they can pump higher quality audio over that Bluetooth connection.
Well, then why wouldn't Apple have admitted that? That's the other sticking point that I
get you.
Yeah.
I get you. So that's what makes this so freaking interesting to me, is the fact that you've got basically, I mean, real talk, me as a technology person, like, two of the people that I would go to for definitive answers on things, Apple PR, in this case, to me, seems like they would have the actual answer. And the fact that MKBHD, who is another, big name, pretty trusted in technology, he was the one that asked the question, and they both said that there's no difference.
To me, modern day tech, could it be wax buildup? I mean, theoretically, yes. I could see that.
But here's the thing. Even me looking at his headphones, because I had them both in my hands, those are really clean headphones. Like, real talk, I got some headphones that are funkier than that. So, yes, it could be, but I would be very surprised, because that's minimal, if any, funkiness on those AirPod 1s that would contribute to that big of a difference.
Yeah, to modern day tech, it would be good to do a new. Totally see
agree.
That. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't have that kind of cash.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you want to buy us a pair, you can throw them a spare. I would totally do that. I would give them back with my ear gunk in it.
Yes.
That one really blew me
away. Oh,
and demonetized.
Yep, that's
demonetized.
Oh man, that is.
That so surprised me. Like, yeah. I was like, yep, nope, I am ready to go. Like, nope, did it on the live show. You can watch the live show. I told you there was no sound difference. Nope.
We talked about beforehand. We talked about beforehand that we were going to run this test, like literally 2 minutes before we went live. We talked about it, and even then you were like, "Hey, this is what we're going to do," and I'm pretty sure there's no difference, but we're just going to test it on air. So even from our perspective, we weren't mailing it in, but we were pretty confident that there wasn't going to be a difference, and this was just basically the video proof of that.
Yep.
And now we have the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm blown away.
It should be a good another Google Duplex-ish style video.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I mean that should be a fairly decent.
For sure, I'm gonna cut this down into like a shorter segment that we'll be able to put out on YouTube for everyone else to be able to watch, much like the Google Duplex one, which is a great video. You should go check it out, where we tested Google Duplex live. If you haven't seen it yet, it's interesting.
Tech for your needs. How long have your original? So they were moderately used for 3 months, and they're used twice a week. So like it's real. So they're used twice a week for approximately 2 hours each week. Other than that, they don't go very far. They stay inside the house. They don't go outside. They don't do anything. They don't so they stay inside the house predominantly, basically in my studio.
Yep.
So they don't really go anywhere. I use Pixel Buds for travel. Basically, I use Pixel Buds all the time for my Google device, but when I do editing, I edit with the AirPods in on my MacBook. 2 hours is basically 2 hours per week on average, and I am a pain in the butt.
Yeah, for real.
I totally see what you guys are saying. I really do. Like I I'm surprised. I'm trying to come up with the reason, like, what would be the reason why? No, because I'm surprised.
I get it, but at the same time, I feel like if we have to work this hard to justify all the different reasons why it could sound a little bit different, to me, that just feels like maybe Apple and company should come out and say, like, you might notice a difference, but...
Like, you could notice a difference because, to their points, like
there's no sound processing difference or something along those lines.
It's just new. Like, there is definitely, like, with the pair that I have, that it does sound different. It does sound very different. It's just crispier. That's the best way I can describe it. It's
interesting.
It's weird. That one threw me. Like, I was surprised at how quick that I knew.
I was too. I was literally in the middle of talking about how, like, by the way, he's not going to be able to tell the difference between the two, and you were like, no, these are the Earpod ones.
Like, so true, like, I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
I said nothing about which ones they were.
Okay, good.
I didn't know which ones I handed you. I just grabbed the case and then handed it to you. And then, again, to try and eliminate another source of me potentially leading you on, I handed the case to Stats and had him hand me, not the case, the individual headphones. He would take them, hand them to me, I handed them to you, and he confirmed.
Wow.
I mean,
okay,
that's a solid test in my book.
Jim, I haven't seen or tested, I have seen them, I haven't tested the Samsung pods yet. I've been trying to buy them, but the only way I've been able to get them is you have to buy a Samsung S10, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I want to because I've tested the other Samsungs in the past. It's actually one of our more popular videos on the channel, and I want to. If anyone has them, I will buy them from you. If anyone has them, I will buy them from you. Just tell me where to go get them. That's all.
Andrew says maybe we should take a week off and move the game show to Thursday because he wants us to
do the game show.
Join the game show. We should do it sometime. We really should. Support our fellow content creators out there.
Sound is very subjective. You're 100%. Sound is I am not arguing that at all.
All to your credit, all of his headphone videos, and I think even the one that I did for the Sonys up there, we call out all the time because we get grief for this constantly in the comment section about when we talk about the sound profile of headphones or speakers or whatever, people will disagree with us. Sound is super subjective.
100% agree. No doubts. Sound is incredibly subjective. I am not discounting that at all. All I'm telling you is what you saw live here. I was able to go, that is a 1, that is a 2, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
Based on the fact of the sound from my ears. I agree. I think a long-term test of 6 months definitely makes sense. However, we're going to get into the same argument again where one is 12 months old and one is 6 months old. So at what point do we go, okay, there is or isn't a definitive sound difference? Because I got a crappy memory. I'm not going to remember what that sounds like 6 months from now. Because I honestly can't remember what it sounds like now.
He's not going to remember what it sounds like tomorrow for sure, for sure.
But I agree with you. Sound is super subjective.
That's what makes all this hard.
Yeah. For me, those headphones definitely sound different. And you saw my reaction. I gave you as soon as I thought I had an answer. And I wasn't shy about it.
Yeah. We have been talking about if there is a way to get a more qualitative analysis on headphones. And there's a couple of experiments that we're going to try here. It's not high-end audio experiments whatsoever. All we're trying to do is just kind of create controls, like minimize variables, create as much control as we can during testing, and see if we can gather enough data to make a call on whether or not, again, qualitatively, one pair of headphones has better quality than the other outside of just like the subjective experience side of things. So we're working on that.
Yeah.
Whenever we can kind of fine-tune some of that, we'll let you know more. Probably right here, because this is where we like to talk about pretty much everything.
Stuff that goes on the show.
Yeah.
Jim, if you said you haven't used the pod yet, well, someone told me just hit me in the DMs.
There you go.
I've been trying to like track a pair down. I just don't want to pay the overhead cost of
the phone.
Well, no, yeah, the phone just to get the headphones. But on top of that, is like some people will be like, okay, well they're not out yet, and they're $150, but you give me $200 and they're yours. I'm like, I'm not. I'm
not playing that game.
I'm not paying the inflation price.
All right, man. You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Man,
that one really threw me for a loop. That one really got me.
Got you stuck, man.
Well, it did, because I really didn't think there was I truly didn't expect there to be a difference. Yeah. I didn't expect it. It's weird.
Hit the people with your socials.
At the Scott Peachy on Instagram, at Scott Peachy on Twitter. Tweet.
And you can find me at Ominous Hominid, or be sure to follow the channel Twitter at The Tech Speaks. We are doing much, much more from the channel Twitter now because, I mean, let's be real, it's kind of a pain in the butt to follow both of us. Yeah, you see what I'm doing there? Yeah. We would appreciate the follow on the channel Twitter so we can kind of build that presence up, you know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure most of y'all don't want to hear me talk about video games and stuff on my personal Twitter.
I don't want them to talk.
Well, yeah, you just don't want me to talk in general.
That's true.
That's going to do it for the show this week. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We appreciate every single one of your eyeballs. And the rest of you too. You know, whatever. Be sure to stop by... What's your next video coming out?
It'll be this week.
Yeah.
The Rhino Shield solid suit cases, the Crash bumper guard, and the 4K plus macro 2-in-1 lens. All in video.
Interesting.
Very, very good.
It'll be a race to see who releases their video first, because I am also working on a video. I am doing the re-review of Google Wi-Fi in 2019, which still continues to be one of the biggest videos on our channel. And
you want to make a bet who releases first?
Nope, I sure don't. Exactly. So, keep your eye out for those videos on the channel. And again, thank you all so much for stopping by. And check back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, all that jazz. And we will see you all later.
Hasta manana.
Yep, thanks.